Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the rLounge. Pokemon cards. Gotta catch them all. Or maybe just sell them back before they bankrupt you. Today in the rLounge, Pikachu, I don't choose you. My husband spent $10,000 on Pokemon slabs without telling me, forgot my birthday, and we are struggling financially. Am I overreacting for wanting a divorce? I just found out that my husband spent $10,000 on Pokemon slabs that he said were for Christmas and my birthday. I'm physically shaking. I had no idea he was spending that much. I assumed maybe $500 to $1,000 at most. When I checked our bank account and credit reports, I was shocked. 11 years together. I called him and he admitted to spending $10,000. The worst part is that these were not even cards I wanted or collections I am into. It was a nice thought, but I was not thrilled by them. To top it off, he completely forgot my birthday on the actual day. He did not say anything until halfway through the day. Did not get me a card, flowers, coffee, or anything at all. Even when I suggested we celebrate over the weekend, he made no effort. Financially, we are struggling. Our mortgage is $10,000 this month because of property taxes and home insurance. Our house is on the market, but it is not selling because of the high price tag. It's already marked at the lowest we can go and no profit. We had just paid off all of his credit cards in December, bringing them down to 9% utilization so we could focus on paying off mine. My credit card debt is from necessary home repairs like replacing an electrical panel to prevent a fire, and I had been putting groceries on there to protect our cash for mortgage payments, not random purchases. At this point, I blocked his number and told him I want a divorce. He has always had a problem with saving money, and I feel completely disrespected and steamrolled, especially given our financial situation. Am I overreacting? I just need advice or a gut check because I feel like I have reached my breaking point. Let's see what the community thinks. First comment. Of course you're not overreacting. He's deceived you on draining your finances at the worst possible time, and then lied and claimed what he bought for himself was actually for your birthday. Meet with a divorce attorney, sell the slabs. They're supposed to be a gift to you, so you can do whatever you want with them. Make sure you got him to text you, in writing, that it's a birthday gift. Save that for the attorney. In the future, have your taxes and insurance escrowed. Property taxes and insurance are outrageously expensive, at least here in California. Having them withdrawn spread out over 12 months is far easier than doing the lump sum when payment is due. One of the most important values that a couple should share on is finances. Having one spouse spend freely beyond their means while the other tries to pay down debt and save dooms most marriages. Unblock his number because he might text you something your attorney can use in the divorce. You two are not suitable for each other for a life together. The OP replies, our mortgage situation is just effed too much to go into detail, but yes, we are aware and trying to make that change. Even said we should rent for 2 years at a very low rate in our area to make things different for the next house. But there are 100% won't be a next house. The next person says, I have only one question. Why did you pay for his credit cards first before focusing on your own? He's clearly financially irresponsible. And if I was struggling, I would sell all those Pokemon stuff first and don't give him all the money. The OP replies, his credit was better and easier to bounce his back faster. I trust him like an effing idiot. I had a higher balance from home repairs and medical expenses. Another opinion says, sell the cards. Stop waffling. Sell all or any cards. Collectibles are for those who can afford it. You two are not ready. And yet another person says, yep, they're your gift, so you can sell them. The OP replies, I don't disagree. We had collected the 2003 S&V as it was our childhood memories. I was definitely okay when it was something we did together. This feels like a pure betrayal of trust. We talked about buying slabs together as they are expensive and we wanted to choose together. We had that conversation multiple times when we talked about collecting, adding further betrayal to the situation. One more comment. I wouldn't call this an overreaction. That was an incredibly selfish, incredibly idiotic thing for him to do. You're absolutely not overreacting, OP. He spent $10,000 on something you didn't even want while you're struggling to pay the mortgage. You've already tried to help him get back on track by paying off his credit cards. And this is how he repays you? You're right to be at your breaking point. Update 2 days later. OP made a point to state the picture provided is a stock photo of the said material as an example. I want to start by apologizing to the community for deleting my original post. I'm sorry my edits and updates didn't save under the moderator's post. Seeing people claim it was fake was too much to bear at the time because the situation is very real to me. There was a lot of victim blaming, and that felt unfair. Please remember to be kind to those who post vulnerable experiences while seeking help during dark times. What is a Pokemon slab? See the photo. A Pokemon slab refers to a plastic case, often called a slab, in the collecting world that encapsulates a graded Pokemon card, protecting it from damage while also displaying its condition and value, typically provided by a third-party grading company like PSA, Beckett, or CGC. Essentially, it's a permanently sealed container that holds a professionally assessed Pokemon card, like an engagement ring appraisal. Now for the update. I am safe. I've contacted a lawyer. No matter what happens, I will continue protecting myself and making better decisions going forward. I also took screenshots and went through his phone completely. While we have no children together, we have a decade and a lot of love for one another. He was surprisingly open to giving up control and acknowledged his addiction. He admitted he always knew it was something, but as each new hobby came along, it became more and more expensive. He was not angry when I confronted him, but he did break down in tears. We talked, and while I want to keep identifying details private, I can say that he is getting help, and I now have full financial control. He attended a meeting for Shoppers Anonymous, and we believe he has impulsive spending disorder. Thanks to this community, I realized how serious collector addiction can be. I would not have gone to a lawyer or even known where to start if it weren't for the advice I received here. Reddit is honest and they know what's up. That's why I came here for help. Addiction is a long, difficult journey, and I will hold myself accountable to ensure I don't ignore red flags. Where we stand now, he has agreed to all my terms. I have full financial control. We will sell the cards. He is working to sell other items from past hobbies. We will have weekly financial meetings. He will go to individual therapy and meetings. We will go back to marriage counseling. After reviewing the finances, it was actually $7,000 spent on cards, not $10,000. The other $3,000 were smaller charges like work lunches and Starbucks. That still adds up. We are working on selling the cards. Other important changes. He has promised to be a better husband and stop acting like a child. He recognizes his behavior. He has also acknowledged that his selfishness has affected other areas of our life, like in our support system, and he is working to change that. We both understand that this is a lifelong addiction that will require daily effort. We have to make that choice individually of how we want to proceed. I know it's easy to say, just leave him, but marriage is not that simple. Sometimes one partner is at 10% while the other is at 90%. Right now, he is at 10%. 2 years ago, I was the one at 10% and he stuck by me. He gave me the chance to change, and I did. Now it is my turn to offer him the same opportunity. I will not give him a second chance beyond this, but I believe everyone deserves at least one. I'm not sure if I will post another update. But if you are struggling, know that this community tells it like it is, but it also offers great support and resources. I wish the best for anyone going through hard times. Please remember to be kind to each other. Okay, some more comments. The OP explains what the financial restraining order is all about. A financial restraining order is a court directive that prevents parties in a divorce or similar legal process from taking certain actions with their money or assets, like liquidating assets or making unusual expenditures, to ensure a fair division of property. Purpose. The primary goal of a financial restraining order is to prevent one party from depleting or hiding assets before a final property division is determined, thus ensuring a fair outcome for both parties. You can do this during a separation. Unfortunately, ultimatums never work. Each party has to make a choice in the matter. Only he can choose the marriage and want to sell the cards. I can't force him to do anything. He must want to change. The first comment says, "Hey, I'm glad he is ready to make changes and willing to put in the work. If he had just promised to do better, I still would have advised you to divorce. But if he sticks to all the steps you agreed on, I hope it all will work out for you." The OP replies, "I'm giving him a strict 90 days. I'm going to a lawyer." Next commenter says, "Have you considered getting marriage counseling together with him?" The OP replies, "Yes, we've already agreed to go back." Were the slabs gifts? The OP says, "They were all gifts. They were all mine. I have the screenshot to prove this." Another community member says, I didn't see the original post, but appreciate the update. As you said, marriage is a partnership where you see each other through ups and downs, and not everything is a leave him situation. It's good he acknowledged his problem. Honestly, the saddest part of your update is that $3,000 of the amount spent was on dumb things like Starbucks. At least with the slabs, you can sell them and hopefully recoup a good portion of your losses. It's a lesson to all of us in how the little things really add up. Good luck, OP. The OP replies, I know, that $3,000 has actually hit him harder. Thanks for the kind words. Getting torn apart here. Can't make people understand my perspective, though. I've left comments for resources as well, and I hope those could help someone else. Another commenter has this to say. There's a difference between gifting something to your partner that's on their wish list, surprising them with a luxury item, and buying a leisure item for yourself without communicating it to your partner. Plus, just as an example, my husband and I have financial goals, and buying a luxury or expensive leisure items undisclosed or not discussed just isn't us right now, mostly out of respect, but also due to our shared goals. But that's just us. The OP replies, let me put it this way. The real issue wasn't the spending itself, but that he didn't come to me about it first. You're 1010% correct there. He saw it as a gift and didn't think through the financial aspect. This morning, when we talked, I told him that if he had asked for $7,000 for a trip, I would have said yes. If he had asked for $7,000 for Pokemon cards, I would have said to take $1,000 and grab some surprises or new things he thought I would love. I love Pokemon. I love playing, watching matches, and being part of the community. I just prefer full collections, which aren't always feasible. If he had spent $1,000 on a complete 2023 151S and V Japanese set, ungraded with one version of each card, I would have been over the moon. Instead, he got a mix of things, including first edition base sets and a new collection I didn't even know about that I now love. I told him I would have preferred 1 or 2 slabs from each collection, maybe a mix of my favorite like Bulbasaur, Vulpix, or Snorlax, to test the waters before diving into a bunch of new collections so headstrong. Now we have a lot to offload. That said, his heart was in the right place, and he genuinely feels awful for his mistakes. In a way, this was a wake-up call for both of us to stop spoiling each other and refocus on our financial goals. You may never understand. That's okay. I've known this man 11 years to know his BS from his genuine good side. He knows how ducked it was to do what he did. He's 100% here to make it right, and he's doing all the right things. It can take up to 2 years for trust to be built back up, and he's ready to suck it up, as my therapist says often. He also has been kind in giving me the space to share what's bubbling inside from all of this. He told me to stop sorting the cards when I started to cry and waited for him to come home so he could help and be there for me in a way I needed. I was upset because I did love the one collection and didn't want to sell it. He said he is already offloading something of his own for $500 from another hobby, and he will sell anything of his first to pay off the debt he created before I have to sell off any of the cards I want to keep, because they are my gifts, and they are his consequences to bear. Is the pictured card for $10,000 that the husband spent on? The OP replied, that is a stock photo. It was a few different collections, not just one card, like 100 different cards. Let's get some more community comments before we wrap things up. First up, he also forgot her birthday. I can't tell if that had anything to do with the cards. Why does she make so many excuses? She goes from, we are financially struggling, to $7,000 for a trip would have been acceptable. I am so confused. The next person says, and I'd have told him he could spend $1,000 on cards, but $7,000 is too much. If you're trying to sell your home and praying to break even, plus putting groceries and home repairs on your credit card, you absolutely do not have the budget for a $1,000 birthday gift. You don't even have the budget for a $100 birthday gift. One more commenter. OP is not good with money either. Given their financial challenges, spending $7,000 on a trip is not a smarter way to handle their precarious financial situation. Actually, it would have even been worse. You could not get refund on a trip you took, which she says she would have accepted. Even $1,000 is insane. When you're stuck in a hole, you need to stop digging. It's great that your husband is taking responsibility, acknowledging the problem, and committing to real steps for a change. Addiction, whether it's to spending, collecting, or something else, is a tough battle. You're setting clear boundaries and expectations, which is crucial. Giving him 90 days and taking legal steps to protect yourself shows you're not blindly trusting him. You're giving him a real opportunity to prove his commitment to change. Do you have a similar experience? Share your stories with us in the comments below. And thank you for joining us today in the rLounge. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time. And please put your chair back where you found it.